Hey guys, what's happening? What's popping? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing good, guys. Hope everybody's having a good Easter. But I wanted to pop on and give you guys an update on what's going on here, guys. I am going to go ahead and just kind of get into it. Hey, Scott, good to see you. Hey, Seven, good to see you again, man. Hey, come on, what's happening? I really do hope everybody had a good day today, guys. Honestly, I really hope you did. Hey, John, what's going on? John in the spirit, by the way. Jerry, Douglas, what's happening? Gwendolyn, Sand, Carol, Jacob Ephraim, what's up? Birth Dogs in the house, baby. Art, what's happening? Deanna. All right, guys. So I am going to just go ahead and jump into this. I know you guys probably don't have a whole lot of time right now. Hey, Frequency, good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Easter back at you. Anna, what's up? Bobby and Joy, Sissy, Pamela. All right. So here we go. Let's get her going. Hey, Beth. So, what do we got? We have another sunspot. Can you guys tell by the thumbnail? Yeah. Anyway, yes, we've had another eruption, just so everybody understands. And the thing of it is, guys, it did not come from the big one yesterday. That one. All right? It came from down here. So, this is what we've been talking about for so long. We've been saying, hey, listen, guys, we need to pay attention to the whole sun, right? We say that all the time, at least I know I do. And the fact of the matter is, this is why. We need to pay attention. If we don't, yeah. So, anyway, we had this big sunspot grouping, and as we get going here, I'll just show it to you. This is the X flare that happened, I reported on yesterday, or last night, late, or early morning, however you're looking at it. And somebody give me, we're 5 for 5, right? I'm going to keep moving. Hey, Becca, what's up? And so I am going to keep moving. But somebody give me a 5 for 5 so I know we're good. Hey, Janet. Back at you. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jacob. And anybody else that says it. Michael, good to see you. So, Ben, what's up? So this was the X flare, right? Well, they just popped another one here. M-class flare. Notice that there was another M-class flare and a couple high C-class flares here. Guys, this is not going to stop. As a matter of fact, NOAA is now so confident that it's going to continue. If you look down here, R1, R2, R3 or greater, what they're talking about is radio blackouts. There is a 75% chance of an R1 or R2 for the next 3 days. And probably even past that. And then 25% of an R3 or greater. What causes radio blackouts? Solar flares. X-ray. Puddingtane, what's up? So, just understand that. Yeah, you seen an R3 there. Yes, you did, Daphne. That's how you say your name, I'm sorry. Dolphin? F? I'll call you F. How about that? Yeah, it was a radio 3. Or an R3 radio blackout. That was from the X flare. That will probably be disappearing here as soon as as soon as it catches up to here. The next update here, that'll probably be gone. That's 24-hour observed maximums. So it'll probably drop down to like an R2 or something. Because I think that's what this did. I think this gave us an R2 radio blackout. And again, guys, it does matter if we're facing the sun, wherever you're at on the planet. So that's where you're going to get that radio blackout. Unless it's really, really big, and then it's going to be even wrapping around. So we have to, just kind of understand all that. But guys, listen, that's X flare, that's M flare. These are two different sunspots. It's not even from the same sunspot grouping. Everybody, including myself, is talking about this humongous sunspot right here. And it's not just one sunspot, I have to clarify that. because it's getting said wrong all over the place. That's a sunspot group. And I even catch myself saying just one sunspot. And it's not. There's more than one. There's like 3 of them. 3 big ones. And then a bunch of little ones with it. That's why they're calling it like a grouping, right? But this is the most active one Earth facing this sun cycle. And we've got another week of it facing us. Okay? So if this thing holds together, hey, Nicole, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute, girl. Anyway, so we got that happening right there. Did you lose your wrench? What happened there? Here, sorry. Hey, you got that back, girl. Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck happened there. Anyway, you've always had a wrench here. So, anyway, there you go. Hey, Kiwi. Erica, good to see you. All right, guys. So, anyway, I have to say, guys, this is very significant. Yes, this is what everybody's going to concentrate on, but we cannot forget about these down here or these. This is where the end flare came from, down here. And I'm going to show it to you on a different angstrom here. Matter of fact, I'll just show it to you here on the 131. I think, is this one far enough? Nope. Hold on. I got to refresh this stinking thing. Sorry. Hate it when I do that. Is it refreshing or what? What are we doing here? Okay, there we go. So let me, there it went. Okay. So that's the end flare. It's on the opposite side of the sun. I wouldn't say complete 180 because it's both of them are facing us, right? So what you're looking at here, X flare up here, M flare down here. But we'll take a deeper look at this in a minute up here. So, but we're going to look at this one first because this is the most recent one. And obviously an M flare is not going to be as much of a deal as an X flare, but that's still significant. On any other day, this M flare right here would steal the space weather news. I promise you. Okay? But because of the X flare, this one is kind of taking a back burner. And this one just happened. I don't think hardly anybody's reported on this yet. They could have. I haven't looked. I was doing a live stream over on the Lifeboat. And if you guys haven't been over on the Lifeboat, please go check it out. It would mean so much to get all you guys over there. It would mean so much to me. It really would. I can't tell you how important that channel has become to me and to a lot of people. But anyway, the M flare, guys, and then the X flare was up here. And we've all seen the pictures of the X flares so far. We will definitely take a look at it again so you guys can get a reference here of what I'm talking about. So let me bring that down through there. And I think this one's still set back far enough it'll pick that X flare up. Now, I didn't show you this angstrom yesterday. Is it going to go back far enough? No, it's not. Daggone it. Hold on. I'm going to have to run this back. Actually, yeah, you see that? That's just a little bit of, that's nothing. I'm not making a big deal about that because it's not a big deal. But, yeah. The 171 here is not picking up that flare very well. Let's see, yeah, because it happened right at 1600. Unless this one didn't go back far enough. It didn't. Okay, hold up. Let me get this one back further. That's why. Sorry. I got that at 100, not 300. You can only go back 300 images at a time, in case you guys are ever wondering why we do what we do and how we do it, but that's why. While that's loading, I tell you what, let's go over here. I want you guys to see seeds, because seeds finally updated, okay? Now, we've been looking at the same data over on ISWA, okay, on the coronagraphs, but now seeds is updated, and it gives us the good black and white versions of what we want to see. This is on the 15th, and I did this yesterday a little bit on Stereo A, but this is the 14th. Now look how active things started getting. It even goes back days before this. So this is the 15th, another eruption, multiple ones. Guys, look at all those. Just bam, 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 all over the place. Now this is from our view. This is SDO. It sits out in front of our planet. Or, no, I'm sorry. This is from LASCO C2. This is on the Soho Observatory, which, yes, it is sitting out in front of our planet, but it's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. Hey, Texas, what's going on? Kill it, grill it. Hey, it's a good one for today. Bobby, what's up? Anyway, so you got all that stuff popping, right? Now, this is the 16th. Right? See what's happening here? I mean, multiple eruptions all over the place. And then now, there was the big X flare. You're going to see it. It's going to run again here. Boom. Right? You can see the red and the black version here. Black and white. I'll slow it down a little bit. That way you guys can see a little bit better. Look at that, guys. That's pretty impressive. Now, I have to say, that is not the biggest CME I've ever seen, right? I think most of you guys would agree with that. But it did produce an X flare, and that's where it came from. Now, just because the size of it, it is not like really as large as what you would expect, doesn't mean that it ain't as powerful as any other, or even more powerful than others, right? So, yeah. Now, something else I've been noticing, I'm seeing eruptions that are very concentrated, and they look just like road flares almost. See this one? Now watch this one. Okay? I'll show you this one over on Stereo A, the one that fires off right here, because it's really interesting the way the camera picks it up. And it's just the angle, but I'll show you. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. See how that's really concentrated? And it held together pretty good there. So let me let's go over here to Stereo A, and I'll show you that same eruption. It was on the 16th, right? Nope, 17th. Okay, now remember, I want to point something out here real quick. If we were to zoom in right here, matter of fact, I think we will, just so you guys can see it. If you guys look at this, you can see a gray-like outline. It's kind of hazy. That, you can't, there is no imaging there. Okay? For whatever reason, the camera can't pick it up. Right? Now, this is the occulter disc, and this is something, it's a physical disc on the camera. It blocks the main light of the sun, so the camera can even do its job at all. So, you're going to see this thing, and it's going to look like it comes out of nowhere, because that's what it does. But no, I just showed you guys that it came from the sun on the other picture. But because of the angle, you're going to see that this one here, you'll see what I mean. Let me just, yeah. Let me, Bruce Wayne in the house? Heck yeah. Like me some Batman. Okay, so you see this, right? So you can definitely tell that that's coming from the sun. It's not coming from, like, way out in space somewhere. Let me go forward here. See how that's concentrated? But check this one out. Look at that one. Now, if I roll up and you just look at that, what's that look like? Ain't that crazy? It's just the angle, in my opinion, right? You're kind of looking dead onto it. It's kind of like firing right at the camera at the right angle to give you that kind of an illusion. Now, if we look at this on the red view, I want to show you guys something. See? You don't see it like that. It's just because of the view we're using and the filter. That's what's causing that, in my opinion. Now, again, I don't know if anybody else has even shown anybody this yet, but as you can tell, things just start exploding out. And if we go over here and we look at the red, again, daggone it, stupid, what are you doing? You see how it's still, I mean, it's a big flare firing from the sun right here. But it's concentrated, very concentrated. So as it goes on out, you see what's happening. It looks like a big ball, man. I don't know that I've ever seen one look like this. I'm not saying that we haven't seen them like that because, you know, obviously these things were around way before me. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see how somebody could say, hey, that looked like it came from way out in space. I don't think it did. That came from the sun, and the reason why I say that, again, is we looked at it on the red view, and we looked at it over on the other satellite. Right? What the heck? Stupid thing that locked up on me? It did. Daggone it. Hold up. Let me go get this back, guys. Hopefully you guys are still with me here. Hope you guys are still with me. Are you still with me? Are you still with me? Heck yeah, baby. All right. So anyway, we'll look at that again right here. And you can definitely see it right there. See? That was that same eruption. This is from our view. The one I just showed you over on stereo A was from the side. So, yeah, it came from the sun. That eruption came from the sun. I don't know that anybody's saying that it's not. I'm just saying, because if you were to look at it from that one point of view, from stereo A only, it almost looked like it came from outer space somewhere, man. But I wanted to make sure that people didn't get confused on that. At least in my opinion, guys. You guys can, think what you want on all that, but that's my opinion. So I just wanted to address that before, at least get something out there on what I think it was happening there. So I could see somebody thinking that was something extremely strange. But yeah. Rip Curl into hizzy. Heck yeah. Ripper's my brother from another mother. Okay, so what I want to do here is on the 211 here, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I do want to take this back a little bit further. I want to show you guys this X flare from from SDO perspective here on the 211 angstrom. And the reason why is because you're going to be able to see the atmosphere of the sun just like, man. The big shock wave goes across the surface. Okay? Again, the X flare happens right here. Now watch what happens. Right here. See that? You guys see that. I know it happened fast. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and show this to you because this is pretty impressive. Alright. And away we go. So you're going to see the X flare blast. And then you're going to see the whole atmosphere of the sun just like, yeah. So here's the X flare. Alright. And it does look different on this angstrom, right? That's why we look at it. We're looking at different gases. So you see how the atmosphere all the way out to here is already being affected? So I'll back it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See that? And as I go forward, watch. It'll roll across the surface. Look at that. And then watch this one. It destabilizes this one. And that one fires off. See that? Right there. That one's got a chance of hitting us. This one does. Right here in the middle. This one does not. That X flare is not going to hit us. The CME from that X flare is not going to hit us. But you can see that blue, and it starts rolling across the sun, and then once it gets to here, then this one blows. So the reason why the second one blew was because of the X flare. It destabilized it. Okay? So I wanted to show that to you guys. I thought that was it's a pretty good visual there of what actually happens. So let's I'm going to take you guys over to the CME tracker at NASA. And we're going to take a look at that just for a second. This is that X flare, guys. Okay? Obviously, it doesn't look that impressive, does it? And this is kind of case in point. What I try to stress to people is the fact that just because it's an X flare doesn't mean it's grid down. Okay? And this is a perfect example of this. You know, poor Mercury out here is getting just pummeled. But, so, what I would say is that we have to be cautious in what we say in the aspect of how strong something is. Okay? That's how I would word it, and that's exactly how I would view it. So we have to understand that just because something's big in one area doesn't mean that it's big in another. But we have to be open-minded enough to accept the fact that, the big one can come, right? Why would we even talk about a big one if it wasn't possible? So people that want to not talk about it at all and call you crazy or whatever, I would caution you against that. And then I would also caution you against the extreme the other way. People that are just out here just slamming stuff for no other reason than just to bring the hype up and do whatever, right? The truth is going to happen where all that stuff overlaps. That's where the truth's going to be found. And it's going to take all of us to find it. It's going to take all of us to pay attention to it. None of this would be being talked about if it wasn't possible. That's why we talk about it. But we don't want to overstep either. It's a really hard line to walk. And that's why I tell you guys, this is just my opinion, my research. Please do your own and share with everybody. Because there's going to be things that you see that I don't. There's going to be things that I see that you don't. We can all learn from each other. From PhDs all the way down to somebody that is pushing a broom somewhere, guys. That's good stuff. Just because you're pushing a broom does not make you a dumb person. Just means that you didn't go to, higher educated, whatever, right? And I'm not trying to take away from people that did either, because that's a lot of time and a lot of effort for people that do go that far. And they do deserve some respect for that. But we also have to understand that we have the school of life that is respectful too. So what I'm trying to say is we have to respect each other. And don't discount somebody just because they have a PhD, or don't discount them because they don't. Because I see it happening in both ways. I see it all over the place. It's kind of crazy. And that's why I just don't, it's better just to put your opinion out, show everybody, do your own research, and then, accept people's right to have their own opinion and to voice it in a respectful way. Now, if it gets mean and nasty, obviously we address that. But and if it does, that's how we do that. But until it does, we respect each other. Right? It's okay for people not to agree with me. Let's see how many I got in here right now. Let me go look. I got 530 people in here right now. I guarantee you, not all 530 of you agree with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point, right? So I want people to understand that when they're watching anybody's channel. It helps us get to the truth. Hey, Russell, what's up? It just is, and again, I could probably scroll down through the chat and say, hey, they said something I don't agree with. Then I go to the very next person and be like, hey, they said something I don't agree with. I guarantee you I could find something that I don't agree with every one of you guys. But at the same time, if I take the time, I will be able to see something that I do agree with everybody here. What about auroras? Good question. Here we go. Let's go look at that. Way to bring me back to center. Thank you. Actually, let's just go to the aurora model. I like to show this one because it gives us North and South Pole, and I don't like to ignore my viewers and stuff down here, down under, as much as I can. I try to really do respect that. No, there's something else I can show you too. I haven't shown this in a while, and I need to show it more often. Let me find it real quick. Sorry. Where is it at? Oh my gosh. There it is. Okay, so what this is, if it's still up, it may not even be up anymore. Oh, there it is. This is the Australian magnetopause model. A lot of people don't even know this thing exists. And that's sad, to be honest with you. So we'll go back and look at it on the 17th. And this is our bow shock. And you can see us bouncing around. And this gives us the same information I always share with you guys. Speed, density, and the BZ. They've got everything here that's important. This is the satellite line. Okay? But this is an Australian tool. So yeah. I mean, we have to understand that this is coming from all over the place. So I don't want to ignore you guys, and I'm sorry if that comes across that way. Now, we could go over to the European Space Agency and look at some stuff over there too. But for the most part, once you get mid-latitude, like towards the equator a little bit, it doesn't change much around the globe, just to be honest. Now, it does if you're Earth-facing during a flare or something, or sun-facing during a flare. But it's not like an extreme thing, is what I'm trying to say. So here's your aurora, North and South Pole. And you're not going to see a whole lot here, guys. Okay? Because right now, geomagnetism is not happening. We're pretty much in nominal state right now. And again, the CMEs, what we're going to have to worry about is the coronal holes. They've been sending some fast solar wind our way, and I do think that once those starts to arrive, I do think we got a chance of getting into like a G1 or something. But until these sunspots start firing CMEs our direction, and they will, I'm telling you guys, if there's ever a sunspot to watch, it is this one. Okay? This thing is impressive. And it's now fully on our side of the sun. Let me show you over here at spaceweather.com because they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, radio blackouts 100%. 100%, madam. Good call, Nicole. But you see we got two numbers over here? Because there's two sunspots. There's actually three, if you look at it. The other one just hasn't crested yet. And now we got these two, this one, and then this one here is the one that blew the M flare. Okay? It was an M4. That's no chump. Alright? So just understand that's what we're looking at here. Here's that grouping. Look at this. And again, guys, please go give spaceweather.com some love. They do such a great job, and I know I say that a lot, but at the same time, guys, I mean, you got to follow through with it too. Just go over and look. You'll be better for it. You really will. You'll learn a lot just by reading their articles every day. But yeah, and this is also the main hub for people to come and look at near-Earth objects. They plot these. So when things are missed and they're caught, even after they pass us, they'll plot these things. Because we have to understand that a lot of the meteorites and stuff that we see, they're actually in orbit around our planet, or around our sun at least. So if we're looking like right here, that's the sun. These things are orbiting the sun. And when we cross at that right time is why we see them. And that's how they get close to us. And there's days we'll look on here. I'm completely shocked it says one fireball. I'm being honest there. I can't tell you the last time I looked over here it said one fireball. A lot of times we come over here and it says 200. So, just saying. Hey, Bobby. But yeah, guys, I mean, so, yeah. Noctilucent clouds, we don't have to worry about that at the moment. And when we do start seeing these again, these will be during the summer equinox in the southern hemisphere. This is where we'll see these blue metallic looking clouds. Okay, here is a great picture though. I think this is the 193. Is it? Yeah, the 193 angstrom. And when I say 193 angstrom, guys, it's down here. You see this 193? What I'm talking about is that angstrom of light. Certain gases show up in different angstroms of light. So we're able to differentiate what kind of gases we're looking at. And we look at different gases because we're able to get different visuals. We see different things, right? That question, I get that a lot. And that's the answer to that question. Why do we look at different angstroms? Well, that's why. Because we get a better understanding by the visual representation that's giving us. Now, as we're looking at this, you know, they got the composite ones too. Actually, I could show you a composite. Because ISWA's been doing a lot of updating over here. And if you guys go over here, you should check it out. This is ISWA. Actually, I'll drop the link here. It's in my description box anyway. But here is the link. And if you guys ever want to go check it out for yourself, I highly encourage it. And look at these tools, learn yourself. All you got to do is scroll over this, and that'll pop up. And it'll tell you exactly what you're looking at. If you don't understand some of those words, Google it. But anyway, here's SDO. And they've done this now. They got a gallery that they do. And you can look at different angstroms, but they've also added this. See the composites? 211, 193, and 171 is what this is. I'll show you right there. That's all three of those laid on top of each other. See the difference? It's the same as, see the difference in looking at this one and this one? That's why we look at two different ones. But then they lay them on top of each other, and you get a really good idea of what's actually going on out there. It's awesome stuff. It really is. I mean, I never thought I would be into this stuff like I am. And here's the other composite, 304, 211, and 171. See how it gives you a different look? But it allows us to see things that we might have missed. Eat the last of the deviled eggs, guy. Ryan, you're killing me, man. Killing me. Someone explain what it's about. Kind of confused there, Cliffs. Just the whole thing. We're looking at flares, is what we're looking at. The sun flared, and it fired at Earth and gave us a radio blackout. We got CMEs and stuff, coronal mass ejections that could possibly be coming our way. That could cause power issues. We don't have any of that coming our way right now, the power issue stuff, but we got to pay attention because this sunspot up here is bigger than what we normally see, this group. So that's kind of the cliff notes there, Cliff of Rover. Yeah, yes, these sun flares are, yes, here I'll show you. This X flare was from almost 24 hours ago. Then we had M flares popping off all the way up until almost present time. So yeah, this is all recent, guys. Anybody's just kind of stepping in right now and stepping over. Hopefully I can explain it to you guys. But yeah, this is most definitely happening. And we got to pay attention. How long before that group of sunspots are aiming at us? Right now. Okay? And I'm being serious. You see this right here is the group of sunspots Rip is talking about. The Earth is right here. If you were to this is from our view. So when these sunspots flare, the CMEs that come with them, sometimes they can fire off in whatever direction that they do, right? So even though a sunspot's here, it can still fire one kind of this direction, but it can also fire one right at us. So anytime something's on what we call the front-facing disk of the sun, this is what we're talking about. We have to pay attention to it because anything that's on the front that we can see from our view can come at us. So, and thank you for getting rid of that. We, that always happens. Yeah, Rip, that's a great question though, man. These are all questions that I have when I first got into this too. And believe me, I made a lot of mistakes. And I still do. But I admit them when I do. And that's what makes it different. And I really truly believe that. The people that are really extremely smart are only as smart as you allow them to be. They're only going to be as smart as long as you listen to them. Right? So if they're out here being crazy and being disrespectful to you, are you going to listen to them? How smart is that? You know what I mean? So people that are trying to be disrespectful just because they think they got more knowledge than you might want to reevaluate. Because even though I make mistakes, I learn from my mistakes when I'm corrected, and I come back out here and tell you. And that's what makes the difference between somebody that really wants the truth and somebody that just wants to be held over somebody esteem wise. But yeah, here's that group of sunspots, guys. Now, like I said, if it was only this one and no friends to play with, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Oops, what the heck did I do there? Wow, what did I do there, guys? Help me, help me. Just kidding. Go back down here and find it. There it is. But if it didn't have friends to play with, we wouldn't be having these flares or any of this, right? You think this summer is going to be pretty hot and have high UV, AB? Yes, I do. I do think that the UV is a conversation that has of recent couple years. Thanks, Nicole. Appreciate you. This is why, we hear UV all the time, right? When we were kids, when I was a kid, I'm 47, so listen, there was times I went out and didn't have sunscreen, okay? It wasn't no big deal back in the day. But now we know better, right? Because of UV issues. Well, now we've gotten into this conversation to where we've all had this big, conversation coming to Jesus meeting about how bad UV is. Now people are starting to forget this. Okay? We can't forget that. UV, the conversation around UV should be being had almost every day. That is one of the main data points we need to be looking at. Because it points to so many different things that are happening. It points to how the way our magnetic field, the strength of it, the way that our atmosphere is changing, the way whatever that we're talking about, right? It touches almost everything. And I have to say, when Mr. MBB3 started doing the UV readings around the planet, he had a little system there. I'm not sure if he still does that anymore. I don't think he does. I mean, he still gets the UV readings from his place out in Arizona, but I'm not sure if he does the whole group thing anymore. But when we see UVC, oh, there you go, Rip. Yeah, when UVC is getting through, yes, sunscreen isn't enough. 100%, brother. 100%. Guys, UVC cannot be stopped by sunscreen. Okay, it was thought up until just a few years ago that UVC could not be experienced on the surface of the earth unless it came from an artificial source like welders, plasma cutters, stuff like that, right? Well, that's no longer the case. We are now experiencing UVC from space coming through our atmosphere. Now, is it catastrophic yet? No. Is it something we need to be paying attention to? Yes. You can put clothes on that will protect you. And I know this is going to sound weird, especially to the guys, but don't be afraid to go outside with an umbrella. Do you guys understand where the word umbrella came from? Do you know why there was an umbrella to begin with? It wasn't to protect our little sissy boys and girls out there from getting wet. It was to block the sun. Yeah, some of it is Jilly Bean. You got to get the right stuff, okay? She's right. You just got to pay attention to everything, right? But that is what the deal is, right? The umbrella was invented, umbra. You hear that word, umbra? What do we look at when we're talking about umbras? Right here. Okay? We're looking at the sun. We're not looking at a clouded sky with rain. So that's what I'm trying to say, guys. That umbrella was initially intended to block the sun from you. It was portable shade. Portable shade is what it was. And we shouldn't be ashamed to do that again. Now I get it, guys, and I'm with you, okay? I'm not even going to sit here and try to say I'm going outside with an umbrella, right? I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm just being honest. If it gets too bad, I would. But the fact of the matter is, nothing blocks UVC except for a physical object like clothes. And believe it or not, our skin actually blocks a lot of that UVC from getting that. Our skin does a really good job of that. But then what happens is your skin gets damaged, right? So, what's the answer? I don't have the answer for you. All I can do is, do what you think you need to do for yourself. So, yeah. Through an umbrella. Don't be too confident unless they're specifically labeled as... Yeah, that is a good point, Shield Maiden. I'm going to read that one, okay? Because that's a good one. My sister got burned through an umbrella. Don't be too confident in them unless they specifically labeled as blocking UVs, right? And that's 100%, okay? That's a great comment. And let me tell you this too, guys. If you guys go outside in the summertime and it's cloudy, you're still getting UV and you can still get burnt. Same principle as what she just said there with that umbrella. Just saying. So, guys, I just don't even know what to say. It definitely is something we need to keep our eye on, right? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run this one back real quick so you guys can see the X-Flare from yesterday. Anybody that missed it, I want to show it to you on this one because this was very, very impressive. It was one of those things that it was long-lasting. It had plasma rain, solar rain, okay? And I know that kind of sounds, contradictory to one another there in that statement, but it's the truth. It's rain on the sun. It's plasma rain raining back down onto the surface of the sun. Now, this is that big sunspot, guys, okay, that we're all watching right now. And I have to say, if there was ever a sunspot to watch, this really is it. I just have to point that out. But let me pause that, and I'll bring this up. You guys can see that, right? Let me do this. Let's bring it up one more level here, guys, and then we'll that way you guys get a really good look at it. Because this is impressive. This is enough that we need to talk about this a couple different times, So I'm going to back that up. And this is the 304. Okay? I think it's ionized gas is what we're looking at here. And do you know if the sun is more white when we are in this cycle? I don't know the answer to that, Brittany. I would have to say that the visual you're going to get from the sun is highly affected by the lens you're looking through as far as our atmosphere. Okay? So it's going to be kind of hard to, really the only way to get a good, if you want to know if the sun itself is changing like its light spectrum, you would have to be out in space without any atmosphere. Because the atmosphere does change it. There's a reason why our sky is blue, right? Space ain't blue. But when we look up, it's blue. And the reason why is because of our atmosphere. Okay? And the way the light reflects off of it. That's kind of the short answer to that. Wish I had a better one for you. I really do. But you can see, guys, there's more than one flare happening here. Anytime you see that little X pattern, that's a little flare. See that? Okay? And then, boom. Okay? Look at that. That is just, I know I'm going back to this, but it just is what it is. Yeah. So, again, I don't know. But as we look here, what I'm going to do here is run that back and forth and let you guys just get a good look at it. And, we can learn from this. We really can. And again, the X pattern isn't indicative of what an X flare is. That M flare had an X pattern too. It's just how photogenic this one is because this happened right almost in the perfect spot to see a big flare with space being the background and not the sun. So that's, yeah. Yeah, Darren, I don't think Becca meant to do that. Just so you know, I seen that. I thought she was, I figured she was fixing that. That was an accident, I think. Pretty sure. But, yeah, so if you're looking at this, guys, it's really impressive. So let me, I'm just going to rock this back and forth and give you guys a really good view of this, because, you know, eat this one in, guys. This is crazy stuff. It's so photogenic, it's ridiculous. And this is the X pattern I'm looking at. See that? Now, every flare is going to show that way on the camera, right? That's what I just said. Now, there is the CME part starting to happen. You see how it's kind of looped? I know it's kind of a broken loop at this point, but if we go look at some of the other Umbras and stuff, they're loops. So this is going to break, and it's going to flick out into space. See that? See how it broke? And we just got the perfect view of it that we're seeing, like a side cut of it, like looking at it from the side. And that again is just an artifact of the camera because of the massive light, just so you know that. But as we go, see this? Look at this. Look at that. I mean, this is long duration. I'm just really impressed with it. The photogenic part of it, anyway. And then as we go forward here, watch what starts to happen. See how the stuff starts coming? You can actually see it. Here, I'll go here. And what I want you guys to look at is right here. What we're looking at, you're going to see plasma start not going from right to left. It's going to start going from left to right back down to the sun, because that plasma is charged gas. That's a magnetic connection line, guys. So the sun is recapturing that. So here we go. See how it starts going from left to right there? And then if you look, this here is the other flare. So I'll go forward. Here's that one. Now watch over here where my cursor is. See that? Can you guys see that lifting off right there? It's flicking out this way. I know it's kind of hard to see, but here we go. See that? I'm rocking it back and forth. Hopefully you guys can see that. You might not be able to. I'm sorry if you can't. So, as we're looking at this, I mean, look at that. That's just flicking right on out. And then you can see it. Even dark shadows and stuff here. But I'm pointing this out because just because something happens over here doesn't mean that it ain't going to destabilize way over here. We've been talking about the sunspots on the backside, this one especially. We knew this was coming because of helioseismology. It's a new field that they're doing. They're using seismic activity on the sun to map out what the sun looks like on the backside. So we knew this was happening by that and by all the CMEs that were happening. So, and if you guys want to see the CMEs real quick, hang here with me real quick, and I'll show you guys the last few days of what's been going on. We'll go back here. We'll start on the 10th. This is from our view. This is on Soho. See these eruptions? Okay. There's the 11th. See the halo? Watch the halo. Boom. You see that? This disc is actually on the camera. It's blocking the main light of the sun. So when you see a halo, it's either going directly the other way or it's coming right at you. This one was coming at us, I believe. I think we caught a little bit of that one. It wasn't that impressive. We did get into some storm levels, but it wasn't all that big. And I'm going day by day here, guys. I mean, these are like eruptions every day. Okay, so now we're on to the 13th. Boom. Look at that one. Okay, now I'm going to stop this one right there. Okay, so we're looking at this one. This is on the 13th, guys. This isn't the one that just happened. But I want you guys to see this. This is from the same sunspot. This was just on the backside. This is why we were paying attention to this thing. Okay? So, and if we go on to, let's just fast forward here a little bit. Well, we'll just go through this. This is on the 14th. We had a couple ones here. And then here's the 15th. More. Boom, boom. I mean, they're all over the place. Right? I mean, we would be crazy to think we could dodge all those. Eventually it's going to come our direction, right? And then here's the X flare. What's this X flare look like? Looks like the one back on the 14th. It came from the same sunspot. That's why. Okay? It's very similar. So even though that one popped off on the back, we didn't get any X-rays or anything from it, I would be comfortable to tell you guys that that was either a high M class or a low X class flare back there. Maybe even bigger than the one this one is. I don't know. It went the other way. But, yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but, we're going to roll with it one way or the other. So, and again, guys, I just wanted to show you that because, man, just a lot of eruptions. So many. So many. And that's what we got to pay attention to. Eventually, we're not going to dodge it, and we're going to have issues. I mean, we already had radio blackouts and all that, and I ain't going to try to play it up, guys. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not even going to talk about what could or whatever could happen or any of that. I'm going to show you the data, and I'm going to show you how to look at the data, and then I'm going to, ask you to do your own research and, trust yourself. You guys are smart. All you guys are smart. Every one of you. Smarter than I am. I promise you that. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you, brother. Tommy. In the house. Hope you're feeling better, man. Yeah, and one more thing here, guys. I do want to show you this. Let's go here. This is my channel. And let's go here. We'll go over here to the Lifeboat channel for a second, guys. We just did a live stream over here earlier. Guys, I had an addiction. For those that don't know, I had a pill addiction for a while. And I got into some recovery and stuff, and we're now helping other people. And guys, it's just great. It's like an online group, but it's a family. So if you guys know anybody that's in addiction, please come over here. If you yourself need this help and want to talk, guys, your family as soon as you walk in the door. And I'm not just saying that. I'm being straight up with you. Matter of fact, I tell you what, I will leave you a link to this video right here. Hold on. Sorry. This is, and then I'll show you I'm going to show you the seeds again here real quick too on the flare. I just want, before I forget here, I don't want to forget doing this real quick. But yeah, so here's the link. Here's that. Here's the link to that video, guys. I did one today talking about relapse. Guys, it was good. We had a lot of good conversation, and you're not going to get judged over there. So your family as soon as you walk through the door. If you guys are having issues and know anybody that's having those issues, please come check us out. I have a real passion for this, just like I have a passion for space weather. And that's why I'm here. And I believe in it, and I believe in Tommy, I believe in me, and I believe in our mission. And that's just to not leave anybody behind. And that's just make everybody family and help these people get into recovery. Or at the very least, give them a tool, or their families that are watching them go through this, help them understand things. It's a big problem in our society today, guys. And it's not just opiates, it's alcohol and everything. So, but I just wanted to point that out, guys. That is something that I'm doing over there with Tommy. A lot of you guys already know that, but there it is again. Thanks, Rip. Appreciate you, brother. Go check out Rip, too. But, okay, so this is spaceweather.com. Let me back that off a little bit. And, guys, go check them out, too. They just do such a great job. I can't tell you how impressed I am with this space weather site. Hey, John Boy, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. So, guys, and sorry. Let me go back to this screen. Man, I tell you. All right, come on. There we go. All right. So here's seeds again. And I want to show you guys this again real quick on stereo A because I thought this was really interesting. Check this out. I think is it on the 16th? Now see this one right here? This is from the side, guys. Earth is over here. Okay, so we may catch a glancing blow from that one. But if it does come our way, I'll let you guys know. Thanks, Brittany. I appreciate you. So here's the 17th, and I thought this one was really, really interesting. Let me, you see this? I don't know if I've ever seen an image like that. It's crazy. It looks like it's coming from like behind the sun out in the middle of space. It's really not. You can tell by looking at the other version here over here on the red. But here, and I'll back it up, and I'll tell you what. See how you can see how it's coming from the sun? And if I back that up, you know, I don't want to like turn people a certain direction or anything here, but I just want to make sure that you guys understand that that is coming from the sun. Whatever shape it's taking, I don't have an opinion on what's causing that or anything like that. I just wanted to show you that. And I'm not sure if anybody is even reporting on this part of it. I just thought it was really, really interesting. I thought it was cool, to be honest with you. And that's really, really highly concentrated plasma. Okay? When we see these big old like globs of white on this coronagraph, that's what that's indicative of. I'm glad you're here, John. Good to see you, man. But yeah, so let me back that up a little bit more. And we'll go back over here real quick, and I'm going to show you guys this one more time. Is there any updates? Nope. We'll check out the 17th, because we did have that M flare, and I would say that it probably did fire a CME with it, but we don't have any data for that yet, okay? Remember, the other flare happened down here. This is the X flare up here. Let me back it up. Okay? See how erupted that is? I mean, it's just... And that one's not going to hit us. It's going to the side. Let me show you. This is the NASA Enlil spiral. What you're looking at here. This is on the left. It's top down. Inner solar system. That's the sun in the middle. Earth is the yellow ball right here. So you can see that eruption, how it doesn't hit us. Now, this is just their models. These models can be wrong. Okay? Just saying. They're wrong often, to be honest. Even in the NOAA model, too. Same thing. But this is a side cut. And then this is Earth's orbit around the sun in a straight line. Okay? So, what we're looking at, and if we go over here and look at NOAA's version, it's the same model, but they input different data. They take different parameters into account at higher levels than they do others, and vice versa. So, this is NOAA Prediction Center, Space Weather Prediction Center. It hasn't updated yet, doesn't look like. So, we'll have to wait on that thing to update. But what this does is, guys, it gives us 2 days of historic data, and then it tries to forecast out 5 days. Now, I only trust this thing out about 2 days, okay? They will change it, right? And they need to. When data starts coming in to make different things look a different way to make it more accurate, they need to change it as it gets closer. I hear a lot of people criticizing them for changing it, but I want them to do that. When they get new data in, they need to rerun the model. I mean, I don't see how anybody would really want them not to. I never have understood that. But that's what's happening. You get 2 days historic, and you get a bunch of people out in the front. 5 days out in advance, they try to do. It's very, very seldom correct out here that far, I have to say. And again, listen, sun 93 million miles away. Try to forecast that. Just saying, it's got to be a tall task, if anything. You know what I mean? But, okay, guys. So, again, guys, come check us out over here on the Lifeboat. Please, there's the link again. Anybody that needs help with addiction, if your family just wants understanding, come over there and listen to us. Check us out. We're doing good stuff over there. Tommy's my partner. A lot of you guys are here from over there anyway. It's a family. But I do hope you guys come check us out over there. And I will give you space weather updates as needed. This is the second one in less than 24 hours for me this time. So when stuff's happening, I will be on here to let you know. That's a promise. Even if, I lose sleep over this. So, it's just what it is. But anybody has anything to add, they're welcome. Please drop it in the comment section and just let us know, guys. So, I am going to go ahead and pop off there. That is that X flare. We did have an N flare down here. So, we're going to go ahead and cut it. And, thanks for stopping in, guys. I do appreciate you. So, God bless. Yahusha saves. Happy Easter, by the way. And you can drink this Kool-Aid.